Today on Forbes, how Clase Azul built $1 billion tequila business beyond the top shelf. Inside his modern home in the hills of Guadalajara, Mexico, Arturo Lomeli is eating one of his favorite foods, taquitos, piled high with crema, salsa, and guacamole, as tequila is poured into crystal flutes around the table. The blue and white hand-painted ceramic bottles that Lomeli's brand, Clase Azul, has become famous for dot the room. Next up are mezcals in decanters painted a matte black, red, or teal. And then there's the special edition añejo tequilas, featuring artisans from around Mexico. To the right of the overflowing lunch table, Lomeli starts pulling out more bottles from his bar, where a large surrealist-style portrait of Clase Azul's founder and CEO with a bird on his shoulder watches over his personal collection. Lomeli, who is 52 years old, says, quote, "My spiritual soul was chosen to protect it. I'm the guardian, a Mexican messenger." Meanwhile, sips of the $1,500 Dia de los Muertos Collection 2024 release, in a purple bottle featuring a metal skeleton playing an accordion, make the rounds for everyone but Lomeli. He gave up drinking a few years ago, he says, partly because he wants to live past 100. That doesn't stop him from running his super premium tequila brand that's exported to 92 countries. Over the past 3 decades, Lomeli has perfected a playbook that relies on authenticity, from the distillation process to keeping the business Mexican-owned. He takes a long-term view and has invested vertically even where it might seem absurd. For example, one of the most recent additions to his sprawling bottling plant in the state of Jalisco, where a team of 50 artisans each glaze 100 signature ceramic decanters per day, 5 days a week, is a box-making facility pumping out custom packaging as fast as 18,000 sheets per hour. Clase Azul even manufactures the metal caps for its decanters at a rate of 476 caps per hour. This strategy of going deep has created one of the hottest tequila brands ever sold. Wayne Chaplin, CEO of the $26 billion in annual sales Southern Glazer, which has distributed Clase Azul for 2 decades, says, quote, "They've carved out a niche. Arturo's got this vision that is very different than all the other tequilas. Sometimes people are very anxious to sell more, quicker. He's not willing to compromise the luxury aspirations for his brand to get additional sales." Analysts in the food industry say that if Clase Azul were to ever sell, the deal would be in the billions, which says as much about the sky-high multiples that spirits trade at these days as it does about the strength of Lomeli's business. Clase Azul says it keeps its financials private. From 200,000 accounts globally, Clase Azul has estimated annual revenue of $150 million, surpassing the sales Casamigos had when Diageo purchased it in 2017 for $1 billion, or a deal value of 10 times revenue. Forbes estimates Clase Azul could be worth more than $1.5 billion. That's using a multiple of 10 times sales, which is on the lower end of today's market, particularly for a tequila brand. Beyond the Casamigos sale, Bacardi acquired Patron in 2018 at 8 times sales for a total of $5.1 billion. In 2022, actor Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's Terramana tequila sold a minority stake to Jägermeister in a deal industry insiders peg as high as $4 billion, or as much as 25 times estimated sales. Other spirits acquisitions are just as high. In 2020, actor Ryan Reynolds' Aviation Gin, for example, sold for $610 million, or an estimated 24 times revenue. Those high multiples match the profitability. Clase Azul's net income margins are estimated above 30%. Gross margins approach 70%. That tops publicly traded spirits conglomerates like $9 billion in sales Constellation Brands or $20 billion in sales Diageo. But don't expect an acquisition or public offering anytime soon. Lomeli says Clase Azul will remain independent, as well as 100% Mexican-owned. Lomeli is the brand's majority shareholder. A minority stake is owned by his brother-in-law from his first marriage, Juan Sanchez, who advised Lomeli as a banker based in San Francisco before starting full-time in 2003. For full coverage, check out Chloe Sorvino's piece on forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.